Strap in, kid.
Welcome to the Very Bad Batch Explosion Network's after show, breaking down, discussing, and reviewing each and every episode of the Disney Plus original Star Wars series, Star Wars: The Bad Batch. My name's Dylan Blight, and joining me, Ashley Hobley.
Dylan, I'm excited to be here to talk about Plan 99 and stuff.
I was like, what are you about to say? This week, we are talking about the two-part season finale, episode 15, The Summit, episode 16, Plan 99. They were directed by Brad Rao, Nate Villanueva, and Steward Lee, written by Jennifer Corbett and Matt Michnovetz. So, pretty, I don't know. I'll go out there straight. I'll get my thoughts out of the way this way. It's crazy how, for such a mixed season, they really they stuck the landing, at least. Is how I would sum up the, that's how I would give my short on this. Yep. But how do you feel about this two-parter? Yeah,
I think you're right. They stuck the landing, definitely setting it up for a season 3. It was really good. Hit the emotional moments. There was some cool action, surprising cameo. There's some shit that I don't think I've ever seen in Star Wars before. That was pretty cool, like with the rail car and stuff. It was really good.
Mm.
There was the betrayal that we all saw coming.
Yeah, fucking Sid, get this motherfucker. Yeah, it was real. I thought it was really, really good. It was just like watching the episodes back to back, of course, like most people would. Don't know why you'd watch them over break, but yeah, watching them back to back, it was just like a really good, 50 minutes animated thing to watch. Really high quality action scene with that rail car thing. That was like really quite well paced, thrilling, sort of stuff that I don't know. I don't think I've seen the animated stuff get quite as good as that before. I felt like that was really, really well done. The emotional highs and lows, I guess, were here, of course. And yeah, the way they moved everyone around and the position that all the characters were left in at the end of the season was very much a Empire Strikes Back moment of they lost, what happens next sort of feeling to it all, which was quite interesting for a show that for the 14 episodes prior, for the most part, had felt like it was just, happy to chill along, have a fun time, random stories for no reason, not much happening. We've had such an up-down experience with this season, complaining about episodes. I've had episodes being like, that was good, that was okay, that was boring, that was terrible. Like, it's just been so up, down. Then for the season finale to be such a more adult episode, and by that I just mean thematically. It was quite a wild ride, I thought so. Let's start with Tech dies. Is he dead forever?
Yeah. Yes, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I'm only putting it out there.
They could be playing with, there is a slim ci because obviously we didn't see a body. And, the Doctor dude could be fucked with this. He could have him in his facility. In some tank, back to tank. But yeah, probably likely he's dead.
Yeah. I would say hopefully he's dead. I think bringing him back would be, I don't know. Star Wars has a thing for bringing back beloved characters and just...
But we've seen a lot of clones die this season, so...
I hope he definitely stays dead, as weird as that sounds. But yeah, at the same time, if they were like, look, he died on this planet where the dude's doing fucked up experiments on clones, explanation, reason, thing that he manages to keep him alive, I'd be like... Yeah, happenstance. But yeah, all right, I can buy it, I guess. Like, I don't know. Sure. I definitely feel like, that whole... The leaving of the episode, Tech, and coming into this, I'm like, I wonder if they'll actually, like, kill someone. Like, we'll start... Because I'm still of the mind of this show surely only has, like, 3 or 4 seasons. I just don't feel like it has... that... Like, I just can't imagine it being that long for the show. So maybe another season or 2. But so coming into the finale, I'm like, are we going to start killing off anyone? Like, is someone actually going to die this season? Or like, what are we doing in this finale? And then as soon as he had that moment with fucking character I can't remember the name of on the planet before they leave,
Like,
has to be taken.
It's like, we're coming back. You know, classic.
Yeah. She's like, when are you going to say goodbye? Nah. Like, it's just, nah, I wasn't. Okay. Well, I'm flirting with you. Nah, just heading off to do my job. Yeah. So that was sort of a red herring there, but
was it a red herring or just a precursor?
No, it was a
precursor. Giant red flag.
It was red flag. Sorry. Yeah, they sneak into space. Obviously, you get this whole cool scene where you have everyone sitting around the table talking and stuff, and we get a they have Krennic in there as well.
Mm.
One line he says it was voiced by Ben Mendelsohn. Pretty sure they just ripped audio from Rogue One, but that's fine. Which is fine. You know,
I mean, he probably got paid for the audio that he.
Yeah, probably. Tell us about Project Starlight.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Fucking shit's coming together, Tarkin. Don't you worry. Old mate Dr. Frankenstein lays out his whole plan, though, which is pretty much insert. We're gonna spend this show plus half of The Mandalorian to make the plot of The Rise of Skywalker make sense. Like it's such the long-winded way to get there for that movie making a little bit more sense.
Yeah.
Because to skip ahead a little bit, but then we'll rewind. But at the end, Nala say, however you say the Kaminoan's name, she says straight up, "Hey, what the Emperor wants isn't possible, and the reason Omega's brought there is so she'll start working." So, but she's saying it's not possible. We know it's possible because what the Emperor wants is the ability for him to be brought back to life, basically. He wants to be cloned, but he wants to be able to be cloned and like his mind or whatever, like transfer. Yeah. Like he wants to live forever. He wants that typical
transference,
ultra evil villain power of immortality is what he wants. It's like the thing, and they're including this through line with clones in this, and then when you think about the fact that years and years and years later, we've now got this other character, another doctor, experimenting with cloning tech, being in the Mandalorian, and he's trying to potentially, probably the main reason he wanted Grogu is to get we need like midichlorians and stuff. Like he needs
that word.
Yeah, love that word. But I mean, the thing is, people hate it, but it's canon. And it doesn't really make sense if they make a clone body and then be like, oh, how do you get the midichlorians? Like you've introduced this thing, now you've got to try to explain how do you get that? And yeah, like it's one thing to create human tissue or like tissue, like whatever you want to call it, like form of matter, but how do you create it with a midichlorian count is I think the problem that when you start thinking about the cloning problem in Star Wars Rise of Skywalker with Palpatine, this is the issue you run into. So now we have two shows that are like, we're going to fucking solve this.
We're going to hint that they've been working on it for a long time.
Yeah. We're going to introduce it as a factor prior to the original trilogy, and we're going to have a storyline carrying through to post episode 6. So both sides were telling this whole cloning story.
Sometime in 60, 70 years.
Yeah.
They've solved it.
They finally solved it. Science is hard, you know what I mean? So. So we get the whole scene where they sneak in. Obviously, they come across Saw Gerrera. A little fun cameo there.
Saw Gerrera fucking everything up for our Bad Batch.
It's typical, though. Saw loves to just be like, everywhere that anyone wants to be, he loves to be there ready to blow that shit up.
Bloody extremist, right?
Saw Gerrera also loves to just show up in every Star Wars show, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
What, we see him episode 2, right? Of the show?
Yep.
Fighting off against Crosshair, yeah.
He's in this show. He's twice. He's in Rebels. He's in the Clone Wars. He's in Rogue One the movie. He's in Andor. He's in... Maybe that's it.
Pretty sure I was in Kenobi. Yeah, I think I saw him.
He was in Kenobi.
Actually, couldn't have been, right?
No, he's dead. But yeah, he's in a lot. So
I'm pretty sure he'll show up in the High Republic somehow. Yeah. The Acolyte, definitely Socorro show off.
What if you like time travels, like just a few hundred years magically? There was a time when that happened. Wait until Ahsoka shows up in High Republic. You say that like I'm joking, but like you look at me like I'm joking, but I'm telling you, time travel, man. It's happening.
Yeah.
Dave Filoni's like, fuck it, Ahsoka's in everything. I'm like, look, as a big Ahsoka fan, stop. Like, just chill.
I don't know. Who does he have the bigger crush on now? Saw Gerrera or Ahsoka?
Who? Dave Filoni?
He's putting the Saw Gerrera in everything.
I mean, he's not in charge of the show. Like that. I think the showrunner is the Jennifer Corbett. He's a creator of the show, but he's over on there doing the Mandalorian, so he doesn't have his hand in this pie as much as he does the other animated shows. No. Yeah. So then we get back to they obviously go in, they get the information they think they need, they try to escape, and then shit gets absolutely fucked with that railcar scene. It's sort of the perfect way that you love to see action thriller movies do this, where they do the really cool thing of building up the scene going in. You know, so the first time they fly in, Megan's like, holy shit, that's a long way down. This is really scary. They have like a slow, nice, relaxing way across into the facility. And then when they come back, you're already prepared. Your mind knows, holy shit, Omega was already scared the first time. Look how high this is. This shit's fucked. And now they're like shooting and hanging, and it does very well put together. I feel on both ends of that episode to set everything up, and then ending the episode with the
stuck.
They're stuck, and then opening the following episode with Tech dying. I'm like, all right.
I mean, I thought when he was going to start the thing, it was going to be like a ski lift, and the other one would just start moving without him. I'm like, what are you going to do? But
no. I mean, they could Winter Soldier him, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, potentially make him Russian.
Yeah, why not?
I mean, we've already got a Bad Batch, remember, with a metal arm, but
Star Wars Episode 10. They unthaw him. He's one of the main characters. It's Ray and
pull him
Ray
out
and
of the
Tech.
ice. Yeah,
Ray and Tech. That's the main cast now. Ray and Tech. Why not?
Sure.
In that second episode, it sort of flies by because obviously you have the height of the action of the first episode, and then they have a little downtime when Sid finally fucks them over. And I say finally like I wanted.
Why did they go to Sid? That's my question. Everybody, you could have gone anywhere. You know, she was just tired. You know, she'd been knocked about. She didn't really need to go see Sid. You know.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, was there? I'd love to know the distance to get to Sid or old mate that you just came from.
Oh, that was the other precursor. Like, Hunter's talking to Omega. Is like, listen, we're thinking we give up this soldier life. We're gonna
live a life on Pabu or whatever.
Live a life on Pabu if you want to.
Yeah, if you want to. And she says yes.
Yes. So of course everything goes to shit.
And as soon as she says yes, that sounds great. Cut to Wrecker getting captured. Like typical.
Of course.
Yeah, but Sid's a piece of shit. I hope they die next season. That'd be great.
I mean, they look like they felt bad.
Nah. Guilty conscience doesn't mean they feel bad. It just means they go guilty conscious. You know what I mean? Guilty conscience doesn't mean you're actually wanting or deserving of redemption.
Wow.
Sucker fuck, Sid. So then Hunter tries to send Omega out. Omega's like, no, I've already lost too many people. She sort of hangs around, tries to fight, gets captured, of course. But then I just love the fact that I'm blanking on the character's name. Old mate jumps in the Echo, yeah. My favorite line though is when the AT-AT comes up, ATTT, however you want to say it. He doesn't matter. It doesn't care. I've had this
pronunciation doesn't matter in Souls.
Does not. When it comes around the corners, just like shooting shit, and the fact that Wrecker and Hunter are like, must be Echo. Like it's just like a funny little bit. Omega gets captured. They don't get to her in time. They don't know where she's going. They have no idea how to find out where she's going. And then you get the very sort of cliffhangery line of just Hunter saying, "We will not stop until we can," like gives this whole little
until we find it.
Pep speech. We'll not stop. We'll tear the planet apart.
Very particular set of skills.
Yeah, literally, sort of that sort of moment. Yeah. But yeah, Omega then turns up. They've gone to Dr. Frankenstein's little planet there.
Yeah.
They explain that the reason she's been brought there is sort of as a, hey, Nulla C, if you don't work, we're going to hurt Omega because we know you have an attachment to Omega. Yep. Omega heads into the experiment room. She spots Crosshair, who's, I don't know, knocked the fuck out on a chair or whatever. But then we're left with the mega cliffhanger at the end of the episode where one of the female engineers who has, I believe, been spotted in the background at least every other episode.
She was the one who interrogated or was talking to Crosshair.
Crosshair originally, yeah. So she's been in the episodes. But she says...
she's been kind of featured prominently, yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't have a name, just simply female engineer or something like that in the credits. She says, "Hey, I thought you'd recognize me because we're sisters," and she sort of takes off her little visor thing, and you can see that she has a resemblance to Omega. So this is potentially huge, ramification-wise, for what's going on here. So try and pull apart this thread a bit, because Omega, from what we understand, is a clone of Django Fat, but they made female, right? Is I guess the way that went. Now you've got an introduction of this other character, an older one, an older Omega for the sake of this, who's this engineer. So then the question is, okay, is Omega the original? Well, she's Omega, so she surely is, because Alpha, Omega. That's the whole thing we've got going on between her and Boba Fett. So then, is this did they create one other clone? If so, why? Is she not the? I was just like, what'd you make of this reveal then?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I mean, it just goes to show, I guess, Omega wasn't the original. I guess it makes sense in that they've been experimenting with altering the cloning process, I guess, or have previously been working on trying to create different types of bodies from the same genetic material. I don't know. Yeah. It's interesting. Also interesting, she's voiced by Keisha Castle Hughes, who people might know from, she was a little girl in Whale Rider. She was nominated. But also, she played Queen Apollana of Naboo in Revenge of the Sith. So maybe she's a clone of that queen, We don't know.
No. I refuse.
There's a chance.
No. I refuse. We are heavy into the clone stuff, though, within this show. Do you think we reach a stage where the whole... I mean, we're sort of already at that stage, to be honest. Once they did the whole Palpatine's a clone, we've gone down a rabbit hole, but do you think we just reach a stage where the clone stuff becomes too much?
I think so. There's just so much of it at the moment, especially with obviously them touching on it in The Mandalorian at the moment as well, or hinting at it several times, with some of the facilities they've come across in different episodes and that kind of stuff.
I mean, they're even hinting at it in the next Jedi game. So
yeah, so cloning, it's huge. Big deal.
Big deal. Yeah.
Huge. Just goes to show the prequels are very important. So,
fucking George Lucas, you know what I mean? Fucking George.
Maybe
Lucas.
Attack of the Clones is the most important film.
You could argue. I think
for the future of
the franchise, Attack of the Clones is the movie that fucks everything up. Without Attack of the Clones, we don't get Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, we don't get Rise of Skywalker.
What a pity.
We don't get Palpatine suddenly appears, yeah.
Palpatine has managed to survive. Yeah, anything else from the two-part of the main bits I haven't hit on?
No, I mean, yeah, just it was heartbreaking seeing Omega deal with Tech, like constantly screaming we have to go back, and then old Frankenstein or Locksmith, I think Royce Locke or something, pulling out the goggles.
Yeah, that's dark.
See, there's a chance, that maybe
he's definitely been down there. He's had a look.
Yeah, he's been down there. He's had a look at the body.
He said there wasn't enough left to save, but that's just what he said.
But maybe he clones the clone. We don't know.
Yeah. Maybe he clones a clone. Tech 2. Tech 2 Boogaloo. Yeah, we shall see. We shall see.
And that whole the railcar sequence was fantastic.
Yeah, the railcar sequence was absolutely
like fantastic. Even just they're almost falling off the track. Obviously setting it up for, tech sacrifice, I think.
Yeah.
Just the threat of the
definitely a highlight, I think.
The threat of the TIE fighter, no, not TIE fighters, the Empire ships coming in.
Yeah.
Fucking terrifying. Yeah. Hunter hearing them from like really far away. Even before he can see them, yeah.
Oh, his senses,
yeah.
No, that was it. So overall, like, how do you feel about the second season now that we've sort of had this whole up, down? I mean, it ended on a really high, but yeah, how do you feel about the whole
I mean, I think it was definitely hopefully a season of like planting a bunch of seeds that will be paid off next season. Assuming it gets announced, which we suspect it will be in the next, probably a Star Wars Celebration.
Yeah. Well, we know for animation, like, by the time this show's done airing, they've already probably recorded, if they're doing season 3, which they probably are, they've already recorded all of it. Just the way production on animation works is, they're not waiting to announce it now and start making it now. They have to animation takes longer, so they have to just start doing it ahead of time. I really liked the first season, and I gave it that sort of first season pass for some of it, because I know all these shows are sort of, Rebels, Clone Wars, they will have sort of first season woes, second season woes to a degree, and third season's usually when things start to get really good. But yeah, I just felt like this was a very uneven season where there was just a lot of unfocused attention on random adventures and episodes that didn't feel like they offered much in the way of either character development or even interesting Monster of the Week-esque storylines, which was sort of it didn't do either, which was the most disappointing thing I feel. But yeah, I mean, there was some really good stuff throughout the season. Of course, I think the season finale was the highlight of it all. But yeah, coming into a season 3 with the characters all sort of split up and lots of really interesting stuff being implemented throughout this season that we can pick up with and go with coming into that third season. That's the next season definitely has the potential to be a really good story to tell, I think, of the way things are left. Yeah. So we shall see though. All right. Thank you for joining us on this run of The Very Bad Batch. Of course, subscribe to Holocron Entries for all our other great Star Wars content, including currently airing at the moment. You will find The Mandalorians, where me and Ash are talking about each and every episode of The Mandalorian. That's still airing on Disney+. We're talking about Star Wars still. A few more weeks of that show left. Follow all of our Twitters over at explosionnetwork.com/Twitter. Join our Discord, explosionnetwork.com/Discord. We will be back, I mean, even after The Mandalorian, for at least another 1 or 2 specials to discuss what the fuck's the show called? The Star Wars animated, like, one special, whatever they're called.
Visions.
We'll do at least an episode or 2.
No, Visions.
Yeah, that's it. Star Wars Visions.
Is it?
Yeah, Star Wars Visions. As soon as you said it, I was like, yeah, that's it. Star Wars Visions.
Okay.
Yeah. So second season Star Wars
Visions.
Visions.
That was the one they did with like Dooku and stuff.
No. What was that called? Tales from Galaxy, I think.
Yeah,
something maybe. Like that. Yeah. Star Wars Visions. That's back on May the 4th. All episodes will drop at once, like last time, I believe. So we will do. I think we did 2 episodes last time. I'll probably do the same thing this time. Split them up into 4 each. So So at least a few more weeks of us on this feed talking Star Wars. And then you've got, of course, Star Wars Celebration coming up at the end of the month as well. So
yeah,
should have some trailers and stuff to talk about from that as soon enough as well. And then the next show after all of this that should be excited about would hopefully be
well, it's either Skeleton Crew or the Alkalite.
Yeah, I reckon Skeleton Crew, hopefully. Well, I mean, I'm keen for either, to be honest, but I think I don't know. I would say Skeleton Crew first. We'll see how we go. All right.
Wait, are we talking about the Jedi little kid one? We're going to do episode by episode breakdowns of that?
No, but I'm going to watch that. I watched the YouTube video they put out, like the introducing the characters. I was like, this looks like if I was a little kid, I would love the shit. This is just some cute little new characters. They try and jump around. They nearly have a pole totem following them. Then Yoda comes out. He's like, you squash yourselves, you did, and then like saves them. Yeah, pretty good shit. So. If you like this episode, head on over to explosionova.com/support to donate as little as $1 to help out the show, or you support the website explosionova.com. It's where everything else happens. You can do that. We love you. Thank you very much. And until next season,
Dylan, tech this week. He was free falling. I feel a little bad about that.
You should feel fucking terrible, to be honest. But think about a mega.